on YouTube for the first time. Of course there's already people in here. Look at 6 people in here.
Insane, bro.
Yeah. This is our first YouTube live. I wish this phone would go wider. I know it's windy right now. I have a dead cat for that, so you probably can't hear what I'm saying, but you will in a minute. So let me put it on somehow. I'm trying. This is super high quality like most of our videos, right? All right, there we go.
How's that?
How's that audio sound, huh?
You guys weren't expecting that.
Yeah. They have no idea how windy it is, but it's incredible. You can probably see it in our hair. But yeah, how's it going? We are doing a live stream to kind of give you a check-in on what's happening with our road trip with the Evo and the Tesla.
And also, I'm going to be eating in this live stream. So if you're into like eating videos and watching people eat, this is for you.
Viewer discretion advised, this is not an ASMR video.
Unless you like wind noise.
Unless you like wind noise, you'll probably get a lot of that.
Wind noise ASMR.
Yeah. All right, we got 300 people in here.
Holy
Let's
cow.
see.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So what kind of, gosh, I'm having a hard time holding the phone, there's so much wind. What questions do we have? By the way, also, we are currently in Oregon. We left from Virginia, where we're from, and we drove all the way to the coast here in Oregon. It is beautiful here, as you can probably see. Just absolutely beautiful. It's no paradise like Montana that we drove through, literally called Paradise, Montana. But this is pretty equivalent. This is incredible. Yes, I did get skinnier. I lost 30 pounds. You've also lost weight too.
I lost like 15 pounds.
Yeah. So Ben's been actually going at it for a lot longer than I have, but
well, I was trying to gain weight prior to all the gyms closing.
Yeah.
And then gyms closed, and I was like, I'll just run lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. Cardio's, yeah. I like cardio. Cardio's good. Cardio's good. All right. Moving on. I love the wind. The wind is nice, but it's not so nice when you're trying to do a live stream. Yeah. So, any questions? What do we got? You're
all wondering, what kind of orange am I eating? I'm eating a clementine. Hold on one second. I'll find the brand for you.
All right. Well, let me give you guys a walk around of the cars. Maybe that's probably what they're here for.
Halos. It's a pretty well-known clementine brand. I would say peelability, 10 out of 10. It's like an organic. It's like nature's wrapper. Taste, 8 out of 10. Really flavorful.
What are you, Leonard from Community? All right, I'm gonna give you guys a walk around of the cars. If I can flip the camera around, which I can. All right, so here are the cars.
So here are my cuties.
This is the Evo. This is fully gutted. Thank you to what?
His name is Bartek Krupa.
Bartek Krupa. Thank you to Bartek for lending us this car. It is amazing, fully gutted. Makes like 420
on E85. Yeah, on pump gas makes 300s, like 350 or so.
So between 350 and 420, depending on the fuel type. Ethanol has obviously been a little difficult to find on here, but yes, it's fully gutted. There's the steering wheel there. It's got a 6-point cage, nice halo seat bucket with harnesses. Ben has been wearing a full helmet and Hans device the entire time. Yeah, let's see. Let's pop the hood. Yeah. So actually, before I pop the hood, it's got an arrow. So it's got a front splitter. I don't know what the brand is. He might have made it himself, did he?
No, it's ASM.
Is it ASM?
Andy Smedegaard made this splitter.
Man, Andy does everything. So I'm sure you guys saw from the Civic or Evo build, Andy was in both of them. Here's the 4B11. And there it is. I don't know Evo stuff, but gold, wastegate.
So he's got one headlight that's been removed.
And a lot of bugs.
As a ram air. Yeah.
There is actually a little LED in there, and at night it like illuminates this whole cavity. It looks super sweet. You'll see it in our edited road trip once it's out.
Turbo blanket back there. We've got or he has like a stock size Evo 10 turbo, but it's got like billet wheel and like internals and stuff like that. So spool's really nice, really good. Also, I don't think you mentioned it. This car is SST, which means that instead of having the GSR like 5-speed, it has the dual clutch transmission. So it's technically an automatic, but it actually has 2 clutches. So, you know, if it's like a, you know, it's like a DCT and like a 911 or something like that, it's just probably a little bit less advanced, but it works really well. We got to take it on track. It's pretty fast.
So I'm getting some complaints here about the video quality. It might be a lack of signal. No, I've got plenty of signal. I don't know why this. It's probably just because it's a live video. I'm sorry that it's pixelated. I'm doing what I can. What? Oh, people are talking about what time it is in Canada right now. Driving without headlights, is that allowed in the US?
No. But I have headlights, so.
Technically, this car has 2 headlights. Technically.
And I have unlimited cuties. So this is Halo number 3. If you just look how easy it is, I swear these little suckers are genetically modified to be easy to peel. Look at that.
So Ben's really into food, if you haven't noticed, or seen maybe even in some of our previous videos. Yeah, okay, so that's the Evo. Is there anything else you want to cover about the Evo?
I'm sure people will ask questions. I mean, great car.
Yeah, well,
Roadtrip built a great car.
Ask some questions. We will try to answer them. As for, let me flip this around. As for the actual, my hair is getting like fluffy in the wind. As for the actual Roadtrip series, nestled up there like an egg in a nest. As for the actual Roadtrip series, it's going to be like maybe a month, maybe a little bit over a month. These take a long time to edit. We're shooting terabytes on terabytes of footage, so it's going to be a while. We always pride ourselves in quality over just pushing stuff out like a quick live stream like this, huh? This is what happens if you want something immediate. Yeah, anyway, ask us some questions. How much power does the Evo make? It makes 420 on E85. And Ben, I think it's probably a good idea to close the hood because it is blowing. All right, so that's the Evo. Now let me show you the Tesla. It is a P85. It is not a D. It was before the Ds came out. It's a 2012.
Ben did not get the D.
It's actually an older Tesla. It came from a channel called Rich Rebuilds. You might have heard of him. Even if you're not into Teslas, you've probably heard of him because I had heard of him. I reached out to him because I figured he'd be the one to talk to about Teslas, and I was right, and he's right. He's definitely the one to talk about with Teslas. So this is Dolores. This is a 2012 Tesla P85 Model S, and it is a salvage car. It was actually submerged in the ocean, not on this coast, not this ocean. It was in a hurricane, and it was like underneath water, and he bought it salvaged and fixed it all up. Can you believe that? A saltwater damaged Tesla. But here it is, running and driving. They're actually a lot bigger than they look in camera. I don't know how to actually show that, but well, here, you can see it next to the Evo. It's actually a pretty big car. Yes, that's a great idea. I will show you guys our camera setup roughly anyway. We're kind of scattered everywhere right now, but I will show you our camera setup in a minute. So this is the Tesla. As you walk up to it, if you have the key on you, which I do, it's not doing it. Okay, well, these are supposed to open up like that when you walk up to it. You pull the door open, and there you are. Sumptuous luxury in a direct contrast to the Evo. Let me go over to the driver's side. Also, tons of space for activities and whatnot. There's my snacks. I'm into food too, as most human beings are. So there's that. But yeah, tons of space. I'm gonna close that before I lose all my food. Let's see. Oh. All right, I know there's a lot of, oh gosh, there's a lot of questions rolling in. I do see them. I am going to get to them. But first, let me show you what's under the hood. Uh-oh. Unlock? I just locked it. Okay. Let me show you what's under the hood of this bad boy. So this is not your normal Tesla because it's K-swap. No, I'm just kidding. There's a ton of space in the front as well. It is a rear-wheel drive Tesla, not all-wheel drive, which means there's tons of space, even for my suitcase, which is like stuffed all the way back there. And yes, we're staying in shape, even on the road trip. Ben, is that your third? Fourth? Okay, not keeping track.
Here's the twist. Have you ever put clementine on a peanut butter sandwich? I haven't, and I want to find out how that is.
Okay. I feel like we're gonna find out.
I feel like mouthfeel is not going to be its strong suit, but taste could be pretty good.
All right. Yes, I probably should put a B18C in the Tesla. No. So the last I've never done a YouTube live stream, so I've never worked with this, but somebody did donate $2 for a comment, so I will address it. Ben and I talked about this, and we don't really want to like publicly put anything out there, but we've been getting a lot of comments about this. So the J-Spec Auto issue that's going on right now. Yes, I've gotten parts from J-Spec Auto. No, I did not know that they were stolen or supposedly stolen. There's not concrete evidence that that's the case. I hope that an investigation can continue. I'm not going to outwardly blast any company because I am not an authoritative figure. I am just a guy who's currently holding a phone with a dead cat on it. So I have no authority in this matter. So that's my comment on it. I hope that justice is served, and if they are at fault, then hope justice is served. If they're not at fault, then I hope they can find the person.
What are your comments on this? Huh? Little peanut butter Sammy? Clementine's on there.
It smells very weird.
Let's find out.
I'm nervous to mix foods, dude. I don't know.
If you like two things, put them together. Also, this live stream is sponsored by Advance Auto. Thank you, Advance Auto, very much for.
What a weird time to bring that up.
Well, I mean, we never mentioned it.
Yeah, that's true. So Advance Auto is sponsoring our whole road trip, and pause for effect.
It's wet.
All right. So if you like two things, don't always put them together. Is that?
No, I mean it's good.
All right. Well, yeah. So this road trip is sponsored by Advanced Auto Parts, as the last two road trips have been as well. There it is. Another $2 comment. Thanks for that. Yes, I did. Yeah. Okay. Advanced Auto is sponsoring this road trip, and they've sponsored the previous two road trips of ours. And without them, we would not be here in front of this gorgeous scenery. We have been filming like non-stop to show you guys all this stuff. We've literally stopped I don't know how many times. I think he's giving Casey an orange. We have stopped I don't know how many times to send the drone up or get shots on the side of the road, which does bring me to the camera gear, which was a question one of you had earlier.
Go in for it.
Let me show you some of our. I'm not going to show you everything because that would take forever. But I'll show you some of the stuff. This I would say is our primary. It's a Panasonic S1. We have an adapter for Canon lenses, so we usually use Canon lenses. This is a 24-105. I don't want to get too nerdy on you because you guys are probably here more for cars than camera gear. But yeah, I've got some more stuff back here. That is a stabilizer, Movi M5. The drone is sitting here outside of the bag because we were just filming literally with it. So this is a Mavic 2 Pro. We've got the smart controller with it. That makes it super quick to just send up. And then there's like tons more gear in the trunk, different lenses and different stuff. I think he has the Ronin in here, so this is our other stabilizer. That is a Ronin M with a small HD monitor, Panasonic GH5, and that's the gist. Oh,
Ronin M with a GH5 and 18 Sigma 18-35 Art. This is my primary setup. Very good combo, as well as the S1.
Yeah, so we have two setups. So Ben kind of has his own set of gear, and I have my own set of gear because we're not always together when we're on a shoot. Sometimes we have to shoot something at the same time in two different locations. He's been in like Michigan, and I've been in California shooting different events happening at the same time. So that's why we have two sets of gear. Generally, they're pretty similar setups. We both use Panasonics. There was another comment that somebody paid for. Let me find it. I don't want to miss those. I feel bad about that. Would you ever drive from the tip of Mexico to the northernmost tip of Canada?
Which tip of Mexico?
Here, which tip? I would assume the southern tip.
My concern, without stereotyping, because I'm not an expert, all I did was watch Sicario, and and I don't want to get murdered by drug cartels. Not saying that that would happen.
I mean, it's not a stereotype. I have heard that like there's definitely places in Mexico that are not safe. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's places in the U.S. that aren't safe that I think we've driven through on this trip, but
that's fair.
But I think that certain places you could, for being white, and like you could legit get your ished.
On a less serious note, I don't like hot climates.
Oh my god. I mean, I
hate
do
heat.
it.
I like with the last 2 road trips, my AC broke. I'm so thankful to have AC on the Tesla, and it hasn't even been hot on this trip, but I've still been leaving the AC on.
Yeah.
How's that been for you, Ben?
Yeah. It's been great.
Well, at least the heat is good, right?
I would do it for sure. Just, you know, I'm a scaredy cat.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Also,
I'm
there's
with
no
you.
advances in Mexico, so it
Are there not?
Almost certainly. Well,
Huh.
you know what? I shouldn't.
I've been
I shouldn't
pretty
say
surprised,
that. I have
honestly.
no idea.
Well, they had advances in Nova Scotia. I'd be pretty surprised if, like, they're all over
check.
the place. Although I don't know what different country regulations and stuff are. But yeah, all right. Let me read some more questions. It's hard to read and talk at the same time.
I stand corrected. They have a part, like a page on their website called Mexico. Oh, no results found.
All right. So some people are saying there's a lot of places in Mexico you can visit without issues. We should look more into it probably.
No, I'm sure there are. Like, there definitely are. But if you're trying to road trip from the southern tip of Mexico and drive
Yeah.
all the way up,
Yeah.
I feel like you can't. Well, I don't know.
Well, so like we thought about like just the most expansive road trips possible, and I was like, well, what about the southern tip of South America to the northern tip of? But they're not connected apparently. I don't know if you knew that. It's connected by land, but not by roads. You can't drive through Panama to get to South America.
You can't take a ferry or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, I guess you could. Is it driving then at that point? We could take a ferry from
you're in
Alaska to
your
Russia.
car.
Does that?
Huh?
I guess.
A
Yeah.
ferry from Alaska to
Yeah,
Russia?
you could do the whole world if you
They-
just took ferries to connect the continents.
Okay, so Ben, what you've just done is proposed our 2021 road trip.
Oh man.
Carolyn, I know you're watching because you watch all of our content. You're a #1 fan. 2021, around the world in, 365 days.
All right, the next road trip, all 7 continents in 3 weeks.
So we're here in Antarctica, and I have a Miata again.
Gosh. Yes, we are in Oregon. For those of you that are just joining, we are beachside here in Oregon. I don't actually know what this town is called. I would tell you, but I actually don't know. It's gorgeous. I keep walking out here because, my goodness, the ocean color is just, woo, so good. Drive US 1 on East Coast. There's a lot of, I'd actually like to do a road trip maybe where we do, like, avoid highways. It would take a long time,
Yeah.
and we hit a lot of potholes.
Here's this question. What I really want to do, I want to do a motorcycle road trip. Do you guys care about, would you guys be interested in, like, motorcycle content? Like, if we did a road trip that way?
So that brings up a funny point. So we when we named the channel, we were literally thinking, because we both ride motorcycles or rode at the time. I don't have any right now, but we were like, well, Gears and Gasoline encompasses both cars and motorcycles. So that if we ever branch into motorcycles, that would work. But a lot of people have mentioned that the Tesla obviously does not have gasoline, but it does technically have a gear. I think we looked up, it has one gear.
It's a single speed. A lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't have a transmission. It's like, it doesn't have a multi-speed transmission, but it does have one gear transmission.
Yeah. And there's tons of gears in the car, I'm sure, in a window regulator or the door hinges, I don't know.
A ton of gasoline was definitely used to manufacture this car. So.
That's true. Yeah, and who knows what was used to power the electricity that are sent to the superchargers. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be gasoline powered. That'd be odd.
That would be odd.
Yeah.
Probably coal.
Yeah.
We should have called our channel Coal and Steam or something like
energy and propulsion.
No, it's just like make it like a 1800 spin-off, just like steam and cogs. Like,
Yeah. I think you might have some orange.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On the other side. Yeah. How many oranges have you had now?
I've
or
had
tangerines?
four clementines.
Clementines.
I've had 4 so far.
4.
Where were those came from? What do you guys want to see
Are
me eat next?
Yeah, let me read. Yes on motorcycles. Do a road trip in an RX-7 or sorry, RX-8. I read right past that, didn't
a little
I?
Freudian slip, huh?
What do you guys think of Evo 3s? I'm going to leave that to you. I don't
I
know.
have no thoughts on them. I think they're probably the same as Evo 2s and Evo 4s. I don't know.
I feel like most Evos are like pretty much the same to the small increments. It's actually
Well,
surprising that
so-
they numbered them like each year, basically.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to. Well, it's kind of like with the, the gens of the WRXs and stuff. Everything Imprezas. It's like, technically this is a version 6 or whatever.
Yeah, the
but
blob
like,
eye is pretty much a bug eye. Like they're not much different.
With the Evo, they just decided to make it way more prominent in their differentiation.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, all the Evos I think from like 1 to 6 are basically very similar, and then 7, 8, 9 are very like same chassis and all that stuff, and then 10s are different. So.
All right, we got a paid comment to show us the road trip snack stash, and I think Ben's all excited
Guys,
about that.
I just ate most of it, but I'll do my best. So here's the thing, guys. When you're going on a road trip like this, where you got to pack a ton of stuff and you're taking a fun car, you're not going to want things sliding around when you're hitting the twisties. So it's really important. I learned this on the first road trip. Get bins, like plastic bins, and then Velcro them on the bottom. And
Hold on.
okay, yeah, we'll get to it. So they have double-sided Velcro stuff. So you tape the Velcro to the bottom, and then in the trunk, and then when you set it down, you just like it. You know, it keeps your stuff from sliding all over the place. So you don't wind up making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich inadvertently, you know, in your box. So right now we're pretty low. We haven't been to the store. We obviously have ramen. We have a little bit of bread left. I just finished my peanut butter. Got a bunch of clementines. Those are almost gone. We've been eating a lot of apples, a lot of bananas. You got to eat healthy when you're on a road trip so that you don't, because you're not getting any exercise when you're in the car. So you got to try and limit your intake. Lara bars, they're really tasty.
Hold on. I've got a correction there. I've been getting exercise at supercharger stations. I know you have as well.
Yeah.
So we have been getting exercise
Well, you have to be extremely intentional about it. Okay.
That's fair.
And it's if you're not going as slow a pace as we are, because we have to stop every 150 miles to charge the car,
yeah,
you might not be able to get that kind of exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, speaking of, we've got in this one. These were both full, but now they're not. We've got protein powder. We've got Gatorade to mix in with our protein shakes. Basically, this is going to turn into just like a workout channel, just like a health and nutrition channel. Ben and I are both becoming massive bros, as you can see from our stunning physiques. Can I say stunning? So.
All right, that's probably good. We've been getting a lot of other car-related comments that I feel like we should address.
I think everyone wants to linger on the food a little bit more.
All right, moving on. Yes, the P100D is definitely the top trim for the Tesla. This is not that. This is the P85. It does charge quite quickly, but not a lot of people realize this. I didn't realize this before the trip. The first half of the battery charges very fast, but then the second half of the battery charges really slow. As it gets more full, it kind of, I guess, it slows up to protect the battery from getting too hot. I don't actually know the science of it, but...
We've got some oatmeal. We've got some green tea. We've been doing a lot of camping on this trip, actually, which is first for us. Of the 3 road trips we've done, this is the first one where we've actually camped. We camped 3 times so far.
Fair. Yeah.
So
well, that's because... So the Tesla has climate control that you can leave on all night. You don't have to leave an engine idling. It's fantastic. Yeah. So I've been sitting in a climate bubble. He's been sitting out in a tent because of his gasoline car.
I mean, the energy system that my car uses has no bearing on this. I like to be one with nature and camp and stuff. So
that's fair. All right, comments are not scrolling right now. Sorry,
you can
trying
also
to read
put
through.
comments on slow mode if you want it.
Really?
So that people can't spam or something. But I don't think we're actually at that level. How many people?
We did just hit 700,000 subscribers. So congrats to you, I think. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when we first started this, I did not expect that.
I did.
I mean, I wanted it to go somewhere, but yes,
I'm honestly underwhelmed.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you will see us at Grid Life in a few weeks with the Civic, hopefully, if everything works out. We're trying to get back in time for that. Yes, this is Reese Rebuilds Model S. Yes, I did have to put different wheels on it because if you're following on our Instagram, you'll notice that we hit a pothole in West Virginia, if you can call it that. It was more of a gorge that the wheel landed into, and it tore the tire. So we had to get wheels off of Craigslist, which is what those are. Yeah. Sorry, reading comments. ASMR videos of loud snacks in a quiet Tesla. How many times have you fully charged the Tesla? Honestly, fully? Twice. I've only fully charged the Tesla twice on this road trip. But Casey does not believe me.
I like that there's this dude who's sitting.
He's like, there's no way.
I got some old school Seward Vegas speakers I'm getting ready to take down to the pawn shop, and I'm getting ready to get them cheap. They're old school 12s and boxes if they use those anymore.
Yeah, thanks, sorry.
I don't think so, sorry.
If you want some free, I'll even give them out free.
We have no
We're coming from Virginia. We're pretty packed, sorry.
Alright. Right on. Tesla, man, that thing's sick.
Thanks.
What year is it?
2012. Yeah, thanks. Did you see that, Ben? Did you see that?
yeah.
We just got a comment. We just got a comment about the Tesla, not the Evo. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it feels bad, honestly. Yeah, if I don't get direct, constant,
Yeah.
just
Affirmation.
validation,
Yeah.
and affirmation, I feel like garbage.
Yeah. No, it's funny. The Tesla gets like nearly no shout outs from the road when I'm next to the Evo. Everyone's pointing at the Evo. Probably because it's making a lot more noise. It also does look a lot more flashy. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, so the Tesla, I've charged twice fully to 100%. So the caveat of that being, I have charged it probably 30, maybe 35, 40 times so far, but like never to full. Only twice I've gone actually to 100% because to charge it to 90%, it takes 40 minutes. To charge it from 90% to 100, it takes an hour and a half for the full charge. So it's an extra like 30 minutes for that last 10%. So it's just not worth it.
Goldfish, also a staple of using gasoline road trips.
That's true.
Very important.
This is mine, and you'll notice it's empty.
It is empty. Yeah. I had like one of those massive cardboard cartons, also empty.
Yeah. I guess Ben's just going to continue rolling with the snacks. Sorry, I'm just going to have to swipe way down. Trying to read comments is very difficult while trying to hold a phone with the dead cat on it. Let me show you, for those of you that have joined in late, this is the phone that we're filming on. It is a Samsung Galaxy S20. I'm sorry that the quality might not be super good. You know, we're stuck with a certain signal that we have. But you'll see, I have a dead cat on the phone because it's super windy right now. But yeah, signal must be pretty bad. I'm sorry that the signal must be pretty bad. I know. I'm sorry. We tried. It's really hard when you're on a road trip to try to coordinate. You know, we have no idea when we're gonna have signal or when we're not. We decided this would be a good place to stop because it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's relatively private. So we figured this was a good spot to stop. But I'm sorry that the signal is not super great. I wish we could like combine our two phones together to like double the signal somehow.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can.
The S21 Plus will be a Voltron phone, where you and other S21 Plus owners can just, you know, like Zoid your phones together.
They'll probably just skip to S30 or do something random. Whatever happened to the S12? Was there an S11?
I don't think it was an S11. They stopped at 10 because 11 is not an elegant number.
Yeah, I can't keep track like with tech, let alone Teslas, which is basically tech on wheels.
Speaking of tech.
Pause for dramatic effect, I guess. What are we doing here?
You need to do an oil change on your Evo?
Somebody said still better than a Zoom call. That's funny.
Use your tech jack from Advanced Auto.
Pew 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 pew.
This little baby I picked up in Washington, and honestly, as you can see, it's dummy light. And
yeah,
I like that a lot.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. So yeah, tech, Advanced.
And why did you need that jack?
I did have to do an oil change because I drive an internal combustion engine powered car, which does use oil to lubricate the combustion mechanisms.
Yeah, okay. I'm not anti-gasoline, obviously, but on this trip, the Tesla has been an interesting change of. I feel like I'm using
Change
a Mac.
of pace?
Yeah,
you have to go very slowly.
I feel like I'm using a Macintosh computer after using Windows for like 15 years. Like I don't know the rudimentary basics of how everything operates.
What? That's probably the best analogy I think you've ever given in your whole life.
Dang.
That's pretty on point because you can modify, just like with like Linux or Windows, you can do a lot of stuff as far as like customizing and modifying.
Yeah.
Whereas with Mac or Apple or whatever, it's like most of the stuff is kind of like baked in and it's like made for really easy ease of use.
Yeah.
Which I feel like right now is kind of the case with Teslas, where people don't really like modify them or whatever.
Yeah, I mean you can. Rich obviously has. This is like a newer front bumper that has bugs on it. I've been trying to keep it clean. Different headlights. He had different wheels on it. But for the most part, yeah, I mean that's pretty basic stuff. Yeah. He has done like 100D swaps on some.
Can you upgrade like the power, or you just need to put a bigger battery in it?
Yeah, it's pretty much a bigger battery. As far as I know, doing the all-wheel drive swap is very, very difficult because the frames are different.
Can
but
you, like overclock your battery?
You can put in bigger batteries. I just saw he just did a video recently. If you're interested in Teslas, go check it out. He just did a video where he did a 100 swap. I don't know if it was a D or not, but he did a 100 swap to a Model S and made it much faster.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and maybe they'll come out with like a 120 in the future, and you can start swapping those in. And you can use Tesla platforms, like you can use the whole drivetrain and put them in other cars.
Think about this. How fast would a Tesla 420 be?
Is this because we're in Oregon?
Tesla 420D though, bro.
All right. Evo versus Tesla. Linux versus OS. Is an Evo 9. How
This is not Ben's Tesla. Ben's Tesla is a Ford Escort.
how are you, Ben? How are you liking the dual clutch? And I am loving the luxury. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, dual clutch is baller. That's basically the only kind of luxury that I have, and I think that if I didn't have it, I would be more insane than I am right now, because being able to just go boop, boop, or just like, you know, instead of having to like do the clutch and all that stuff, like it's kind of nice because my whole body hurts all the time anyways. So.
Yeah. I actually haven't had a ton of range anxiety. I did at first because I was trying to push the full range of the car, which is just not wise, and it takes longer to charge anyway. So I've only been getting like 50% charges at each stop, and I leave when I've got like 15 or 20% estimated when I arrive at the next charge station. So it hasn't actually been that terrible. And this car has been out for 8 years. So there's been 8 years of development in the charging systems, both with Tesla and third-party charging systems. So they're kind of all over the place. I've been worried like maybe twice or 3 times on this trip, but all in all, it's been better than I've expected. Are we into sim racing? Ben has a rig. I do not have a rig.
Yo, Alex Lee built my gaming PC for me. Haven't even turned it on yet, but very excited to use that. He's Jackie Ding's buddy.
Whoa, Virginia with no Subaru. I just sold my Forester. I don't know if I haven't told that to YouTube, but I sold the Forester.
You want to see what we look like?
Wow.
We're looking at the stream.
Yeah, it looks pretty pixelated. I'm sorry you guys are watching a potato.
It's a little crunchy.
Yeah. Yeah, I just sold the Forester. It's been a lovely almost 3 years, I think, that I've owned it. But it's time to move on. I have already actually purchased another vehicle, and I'll post about that after this road trip. So that's pretty cool. If you want to stay more up to date on things that we're doing, cars that we're buying, projects, road trips, whatever, follow us on Instagram because we post nearly every day on there. So yes, I'm sorry, I have sold the Forester. It fit my needs way better when I bought it initially, but now I have a truck which can haul more stuff than the Forester can, and I have a Civic, which is a better track car. So there really just wasn't a need to have it anymore. It's a fantastic car. It just doesn't fit my needs anymore.
Ben slowly discovered that Subarus are bad.
This does not mean that. This does not mean that.
Ben slowly discovered that Subarus are not good.
Tall Ben, do you have any plans with your 350Z?
I do.
Coming soon. Follow us on Instagram to find out. I have addressed the J-Spec issue earlier. Get a Camaro. You want a Camaro, Ben?
I mean, the new Camaros are pretty dope. Like the ones before the god-awful facelift.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the styling that they've been doing recently. Using an iPhone for this live stream would make no difference because it's the signal, not the camera. I'm, again, sorry that it is not great signal. We tried really hard to find somewhere that had good signal. We're in a town, which
we did
is
not
pretty
try
rare.
that hard. We tried to find a good location that was attractive.
That's true.
Unfortunately, you can't see it.
Well, I've shown it many times.
Well, yeah, but there are only 8 pixels.
Yes,
it's
that's
more of an
true.
interpretive thing. It's like, a watercolor painting. You know what I mean?
You can imagine what's back there.
It's like Cubism with Picasso.
Yeah. I don't have any plans to get another Subaru right now. It doesn't really fit my needs. Maybe in the future, who knows? Maybe they come out with a different kind of car, who knows? Still better than a security camera. That's what they're comparing this live stream to.
That would be amazing if you live streamed on a security camera. It's just like black and white, like 1 frame a second.
Yeah. How are high speeds in the Midwest? Dude, we hit 80 miles an hour, as I guess you do normally when you go across the Midwest. And the Tesla, I had cruise set at a respectable amount of speed over that. What?
Oh, no,
reading
I was wondering if they're asking what high speeds were like with regard to the Tesla or just in general.
Yeah, so like the Tesla, anything over 80 miles an hour, the range, like the amount of battery that it has to use to accelerate, it just drops like drastically. My range dropped from like the full range of this car is about 200 miles. The newer ones will go further. This one's about 200 miles. Going like, a respectable speed over 80. I could probably only go like 140.
Yeah.
Like it dropped real bad. How was it for the Evo?
It was good. I actually got really pampered by Montana because the roads are so straight and all the speed limits are 80 miles an hour on the freeways. So you can go like, if you like push it over like the normal amount, you can do like almost 90 miles an hour for hours.
Yeah.
and you get where you're going really fast, even though it's like hundreds of miles between towns or something like that.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Montana's pretty cool.
Yeah, Montana was gorgeous. The west side of Montana with the mountains. Honestly, the east side was gorgeous as well. We expected it to be very boring and flat. But
East side, shout out East side Montana.
it did turn out to be really nice. Somebody has been to this park. That's incredible. Have you sat on the one bench that's here? Oh, that's funny. Do you want to address that?
Where did Devon and Chris go? We just have a high turnover rate of employees and interns due to our
We work hard.
You can tell that we're kind of mean people. So, we just it's hard to work with us because we always abuse people. Like we'll verbally abuse you, physically abuse you. So they just had to move on because couldn't stand the heat, so they had to get out of the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
So that's obviously sarcasm. For those of you that did not pick up on that.
Yeah, they just had other stuff that they had to do. So we have my buddy Casey working with me now, working with us on this trip. So
he's over there. He's editing right now. He actually does everything for us. We actually don't do anything.
He actually used to live in Oregon.
Actually, yeah.
He actually lived in Oregon for a little bit. So
yeah. So there you go. I mean, Devin was with us for a year. Like that's a pretty good amount of time for like going all across the U.S.
for being like an intern.
Yeah.
So.
Why? This looks like it zoomed in. Why did? Oh Lord! Oh no! I tried to unzoom. That did not work well. What in the world? It just keeps zooming. All right, I think we're good. Oh man. Yeah. So yes, it is daytime here. We're on the West Coast too right now, so it's like only 3 o'clock. I don't know what time it is.
Yeah,
like
3:15. 3:10.
Yeah.
We only got 20 more minutes of this, guys. So enjoy us while we're here.
Yeah. What other questions do you have? Somebody asked us. I mentioned that we are filming terabytes of footage. I think our previous road trips have been around 3 terabytes. This one will probably be around that as well. Ben, do you want to show them how we store our footage?
How we store our footage? Sure. Yeah.
We got to give you a visual here.
Okay. So. Got my handy dandy laptop. Let me see. I'll just set stuff right here. So every night, once we finish filming and get to our campsite or hotel or what have you,
all the handprints on your trunk.
Yeah. Get my handy dandy Mac out, and then
yes, we edit on MacBook Pros.
Yep.
This is the latest and greatest, the 16-inch. I don't have that one.
So we will dump our footage onto these spinning disk hard drives, 2 so that we have redundancy, and they're 4 terabytes in size. There's no way they're going to be able to reach that.
No, yeah. I was hoping maybe, but no.
No.
Yeah, they're just they're like literally $100 from Walmart. We've got stacks of those at home.
We've got well over, probably 200 terabytes of like stored footage at home. This trip we've only shot 1 terabyte so far, a little bit over 1 terabyte. We've been shooting for about a week and a day. But yeah, that is kind of our ingestion process every day. Once we finish filming, even at campsites, stuff like that with no power outlet, it's just like set the tent up and then get all the cards from all the different cameras that we've been filming with over the course of the day and start ingesting footage. What's up?
Somebody's commenting about the low quality of this live stream, and they're like, oh, Minecraft has cars now. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. Yes, we've looked into NAS. There's no reason for us to do it. These hard drive systems work great. The redundancy system is safe, and our internet speeds are not always super great, so it's just easier to have it on a hard drive. And it's definitely cheaper this way as well.
As you can tell, our internet speeds are not always super great. So.
Yeah, that's true. The weather has been fantastic. It did rain a little bit early on in the road trip, which if you followed us on Instagram, you'll see the Evo was struggling for a little bit until he added some Rain-X anti-fog to that windshield. And yeah, because there's no heat, there's no climate control in the Evo.
Oh, let me show you something really quick. It still struggles a little bit in the rain.
I have addressed the J-Spec issue earlier in this live stream, so you can go back and watch that.
Yeah, you don't need to address everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because it's a time attack car, fender liners are just dead weight. So there aren't any. So when you're driving, you can just literally see through like the door into the fender well.
Like right there. It's a great demonstration,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but-
I can attest to this. I have ridden in this. Yes, there's nothing in the door either.
So water does cool around your feet if it rains a lot. So.
Why don't you show them your window situation as well?
Oh yeah, that's a great point because I wanted to take these out earlier. So it does have windows. They're not Lexan, they're actually glass. And they work just great. As you can see, there's no door guts. So, you know, this would have had automatic windows from the factory. That's weight, so they're gone. So this is windows up. Now, if you're a little hot, you want to breeze, things are getting kind of stuffy in the cabin, easy, boom. Ventilation. Now, if this isn't cutting it for you and you really want to get the wind flowing, oh, it's the simplest thing in the world. By God, I don't know why Mitsubishi didn't do this from the factory. Just right out there, gang. And now you're good to go. And then just find somewhere to put this.
Usually in the back of the Tesla.
Yeah, usually in the Tesla. And I think we'll just leave it here. I don't even think we need it.
Yeah, just leave that here. It definitely won't rain on our drive back.
Smooth sailing.
Cooking with Ben, road trip edition.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea.
Someone said I thought he was going to shatter the window. Need to roll the window down?
It's like that viral video from that like local news station from like years ago when the guy's like, the reporter's trying to talk about how people have been breaking into cars, and he's at a junkyard and he's like, it's as easy as walking up to a car with a hammer and it just keeps bouncing
and it doesn't
up.
break. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah. I feel like I need to show the scenery again. I just can't stop looking at it. Look at that. I'm also just tired of looking at my face on the live stream. Yeah, you want to start the Evo up? Give people a little sound, or are we worried about disturbing? We probably don't want to disturb the peace here.
We've only got 15 minutes left on our contractually obligated live stream. I'm sure we could wrap things up early if we need.
No drive-thrus. He actually has been going through the drive-thru. Honestly, it's funny because when I'm behind him, sometimes he'll just open the door as a way of communicating outside of the window, because there's only like an inch that you can slide it down. Yeah. I'm getting married in October. It's weird that people know about that because I haven't posted much about it. Rev limiter or nothing. No, it is not our Time Attack car. We are borrowing it from our friend Bartek. Shout out to him. Here's his Instagram handle, if you want to follow him.
Yeah, please do go follow him.
Yeah.
He's a really cool dude.
Also, shout out to Grid Life.
You guys ready for this sick puppy?
There is a person in a house next to us that is staring at us.
You guys ready for this absolute raucous?
All right, well, we're doing it. I guess we're doing it for you guys. If we get kicked out, you'll see it live. And there you have it. A 4B11.
Are you freaking impressed or what, gang, huh? Can you believe it?
All right, it's time for the Tesla now. Here we go. I gotta show you guys how this thing sounds. It's incredible. So check this out, you ready? You turn the car on by pressing the brake pedal. Boom, the car is on. And it's currently in park. Let me put it into neutral. There we go, so we're in neutral now, and I'm gonna rev it up. There you go. I'm holding the brake pedal. I don't want it to slide around, but there you go.
Oh, that is a sick battery note, dude.
Yeah, dude. This is the future. It just sounds so good.
Wow. What kind of battery microphone do you have on there? That's a sweet sonorous sound.
Yeah, it's a 4-inch. Yeah. All right. We'll just put this back into park. I don't want to hurt anybody's eardrums.
Your drive-by.
Oh man, eat them kilowatts. Yeah, there you go. That's the Tesla. Dude, there was like a tunnel that we just drove through. I was so jealous. I like slowed down a bit and then I punched the Tesla, and because I knew that you would punch it behind me, and sure enough, there it was.
Yeah. So you were jealous for 10 seconds while we drove through a tunnel.
Yeah.
And then I went back to, if I had feelings, rattling them out, and you went back to, I drove this last night to go and get pizza.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, I almost like started crying It was the nicest thing I've ever done. It was so, I felt pampered. This isn't like every day I wake up and I just like stare into the void thinking about how I have to drive this again.
Mm.
It's uncomfortable, man.
Yes, I know. Yeah, the cars are very contrasting, for sure. It's actually really surprising to think that this is a 2012 and it has the amenities that it has. There's definitely things that it should have, but doesn't.
What do you mean?
But I don't know.
Like, what does it have that surprises you that a car from 2012 has?
Let's see, all the memory seats with like the seats adjust every which direction, perspective, and dimension possible.
Yeah.
It's got air suspension.
Cars haven't had air suspension for
regen.
It's an
electric. Let's just talk about that for a second. It's an electric vehicle in 2012 that can go over 200 miles. That's on for 2012.
So basically, what you're telling me is that you're impressed that it has a propulsion system and
a
memory
non-internal
seats.
combustion propulsion system.
But then that's the whole point of the car.
Yeah, that's
You're
huge.
impressed that they had electric cars in 2012.
Not that they
had
had
electric
them.
cars in like 1930.
Not that they had them, but that they were this good. This is the first year the Model S came out, and it was like, this was a huge step forward.
I thought, but that's not even an amenity. That's literally the powertrain.
Yeah, that's one of many that I just mentioned.
That's not an amenity. It's a powertrain.
Air suspension is an amenity.
The air suspension came out in like the 1910s.
But it wasn't fully fleshed out.
This is just like Mercedes. Like Lincoln's had it in like the 90s. Like this is like the same stuff that Mercedes has had for a long
So you're
time.
saying that this doesn't have amenities for 2012?
No. Well, not for like. It's not surprising that a $100,000 car from 2012.
Yeah, you had to go and bring up.
suspension.
You had to go and bring up that price point.
Like I'm surprised at the amenities that it doesn't have.
For 120,000 or whatever the MSRP is on this, I will admit it should be 50 or 60. It's pretty crazy.
I don't like as a tech demo. Like I am astonished. I was commenting to Casey last night. The drivability, like how well oiled the functionality of this. How well this car works for the first year. Like the throttle off process where it starts to get the regen braking and it decelerates you. Like how well that system works.
Yeah.
Is so good. Like it's incredible.
So if you've never driven a Tesla, or I'm sure other electric cars are similar, it has it's not regenerative braking because it's not actually braking, it's using the electric motors. But when you're on the throttle, not the gas pedal, the throttle, and you let off, it starts regenerating energy from the momentum of the car, and it slows the car down drastically. So much so that you can actually drive this car for hours and never touch the brake pedal.
Why is it called the throttle?
The throttle? Accelerator? I suppose it would be accelerator, not throttle.
Why is it ever called the throttle?
I don't know. We're talking about the root of words.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I mean, gas pedal makes sense. It's a pedal that you step on.
Why are clementines clementines?
Well, that's just the name. But like,
I think throttle is just a name too.
No, because it's a part, right? It's like.
I haven't been looking at the comments for a long time now. K-swap a Tesla. Yes, I'm down with it. How do you feel that you probably got your engine stolen from? Oh gosh, we've already addressed that.
You need to not read comments like out loud.
you read them out loud earlier too. It's hard not to.
What? No, but what is?
Why these two cars specifically for the trip? They're very contrasting, and people have said before, why don't you take more practical cars on a road trip? To which we say, no, let's take less practical cars on a road trip.
Yeah, we wanted to contrast the most efficient car that we could with kind of like the least efficient car that we could. And this isn't the least efficient, but it's like the least comfortable, like the most purpose-driven, like fast, targeted gas car that we could versus like a car of the future, like an electric car. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's not like a really quick elevator pitch kind of idea, but hopefully it's just entertaining to watch.
I actually do look really short in this. I am 5'7".
I don't think you're gonna make yourself.
You are 6'3".
Yeah.
Just for the record, just putting it out there. Here, I can stand on the curb. All right, sorry. Let me read some more. People are just mentioning the names of cars. I don't know why. Yes, we will film on the way back. Probably not as much as on the way out.
Remember the Crown Vic.
Oh wow! Thanks, Christopher T. A clean, non-offensive comment. Thanks for that. You see that non-offensive comment.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Evo swap toilet. What the?
because it would move a throttle cable. That's why, Ben.
Oh yeah, because it's a throttle body. But what? Yeah.
Yeah, where does throttle come from? Like, you're throttling the air, I guess?
Throttle.
What is...
Does throttle mean like modulate?
Yeah, throttle means to, like, constrain the flow of.
Ben's very into words and food. So you've just learned 2 new things about him that you did not know before this live stream. Or maybe you did. Drag
Throttle,
race.
a device controlling the flow of fuel or power to an engine.
Yeah, that's...
Well, there you go,
its own
baby.
word. It's
Yep.
its own word.
All right.
Concerning a drag race between our cars, we haven't actually done a drag between the 2 cars, but we did go to the racetrack in Michigan, and the Evo spanked the Tesla. So, to be fair, not that it would have made a difference, but the Tesla did overheat. It cuts power. It can't even complete a full lap before it starts cutting power. I'd assume it's because it's overheating. So by the end of 1 lap, I'm only got half the amount of power. The car makes 470 horsepower. So at the end of the first lap, I'm only making 230 horsepower. So it never had a chance. But even if it had all 470, it's still a 4,600 pound car, and it's currently on all season tires.
Is it 4,600?
Google tells me it's 46.
I thought it was 43.
Yeah, I've heard all sorts of numbers. I've heard up to 5, so I don't actually know. But Teslas are heavier than other cars because
the
they have
5,000
batteries.
ones I think are the dual motors.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So I don't know. It's heavy. It's heavier than the Evo, especially a stripped out Evo, for sure. Throttle means choke controls how much. Yeah. Sorry, this is in 144p.
With 60 frames per second, though.
Hey, yeah. At least you get that frame rate.
Buttery. Yeah, people are always commenting, why don't you post your videos in 60 frames per second?
Holy smokes. Everyone wants us to do a drag race. Drag. We've gotten like 20 comments about drag racing. Traffic has been pretty good until I hit Seattle. I had traffic in Seattle anyway. He went around it. Sorry, trying to read more. Hey, we're getting more clean, non-offensive comments.
K-swap lug nut.
He does not need more power. He's got tons of energy. Lugnut is my dog. I have a corgi. He's very energetic, despite me naming him Lazy Lugnut on Instagram. He was lazy when we looked at him. He was very like slow and calm. Anyway, moving on.
My child was so intelligent when it was a baby. Now it's dumb. I wish I hadn't named it Professor Kid.
Oh my gosh. Complications other than wheels for the Tesla. The only other complication has been that I have to stop the charge. Other than that, it's been fantastic. And between the 2 cars, I personally would take the Tesla on a road trip. But the thing is, you've got to have a lot of time, which I don't necessarily see as a downside because it's given us time to enjoy the trip. At least it has for me. It's given him time to rest. So it all works out.
No, I'm forced to rest. I could literally have done this road trip 6 times the amount of time it took us to get here.
But could your body have done it?
Yes, because it would have taken the same amount of time.
Man. All right, I'm gonna have to gas power wins. I can't read these comments this fast.
You can put them on slow mode. That means that, like, if you comment once, you can't comment again for like 1 minute, I think.
Oh, interesting. Favorite state that you've been to on this road trip or all road trips? During this road trip. Favorite state? What do you got?
I had a semi-religious experience in Washington. Going way out of the way to try and find E85. I went through like middle of nowhere, like eastern Washington, like down towards like Sunnyside. If you guys are familiar with the state at all, absolutely unbelievable. Like 15 miles of straight road, really, really cool. Like I've never seen scenery like it.
Yeah, I would say Montana. Speaking of scenery, I want to move and actually show some scenery. If you want to come with me, I feel like you're just like stuck looking at some fence behind us. So let's actually give you something to look at. Boom! I know you guys seen this view a bunch now, but yeah, my favorite state would probably be Montana. It was gorgeous. The weather was amazing. Yeah, everything was just super chill. I really like Montana.
Come here often?
So there you go. I don't know what he's doing. Usually
Trying to
don't.
relax. Trying so hard.
We can't do any meetups right now due to current circumstances, obviously.
Because we've both got coronavirus.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Ben's super sarcastic all the time. You can never believe him.
I love how you.
I have to clarify
you
because
feel
there's going to
the-
be some people out there that are going to be like, "Oh man."
You feel I like that you like feel the need to be my PR rep. I'm
I
just
do.
Like, he didn't mean that. He didn't mean that.
Ah.
All right, guys, we have like 3 minutes left on the stream.
Yeah. Final questions. What do you got? What do you got? Wait, hold on. There's 416 people watching this and 322 likes.
Yeah. Hey, what the heck,
What the?
guys?
Well, yeah. What's going on, man?
What are
There's
you
like
doing
90 people
watching?
out there.
We put on this free stream for you, you ungrateful cretins, and you can't even give us a like. Yeah, I unsubscribe right
Oh,
now.
there they go. Oh wow, look at that immediate reaction.
If you're not liking this video,
Yeah.
unsubscribe. I don't even want you watching.
Oh my goodness. If you screenshot that, wait, that could be a 2013 Facebook profile picture right there. There it is. Welcome to 2013.
What
Oh
a good
man,
year.
I would not consider ourselves celebrities. My goodness.
I would.
What?
A dude in Washington had me sign his dash on his 2.5 RS.
Really?
Yeah.
Like just now?
Yeah. When
Wow.
I was doing the oil change, he walked up and he's like, "Bro, I watched all your videos," and I felt super bad because I was like so stressed, like trying to change the oil and rushing and stuff, and I was like, "Thanks, man." And I'm just like, sorry, I'm in the middle of
I'm
an oil
racing
change.
right now, yeah.
I'm like pouring oil. I'm like, "Thanks, man." And then he like walked back out with like a paint marker, and he's like, "Can you sign my dash?" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh,
I was
man.
like, "That is so nice." Like I'm so like.
Yeah.
I would love to, and then I signed it, and it just started running. Like the paint
Oh,
started
no.
running, and I was like, no. I
Oh.
But he cleaned it up. He sent me a picture. It looks really good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I sent that guy to slow you down so that I would make more
Dude,
distance.
he had a Blobeye 2.5 RS with the cleanest Advan RSs on it.
Mm.
I was real into it.
Ben likes his admin wheels, that's for sure.
Advan wheels, baby.
Yeah. Honestly, I do want to buy a Tesla. I'm not going to because it doesn't really fill any needs that I have, but I would love to buy a Tesla.
Would you consider yourselves celebrities? I already answered
That's
this
what we just-
question.
that's what we
yes, I would.
Is it not scrolling? No, yeah, he
no.
did. Yeah. It's because I don't have slow mode on. Yeah, it's the same guy commenting the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
What's next for the EK9? I'm gonna race in grid life, if you can call that racing. I'm gonna race the clock in time attack.
And like,
Yeah. Oh, we got a paid comment. We gotta look at that one. For a smidgen of E85. I don't know.
he sent $2 so that we could buy
Oh.
like a gallon.
Yeah, he needs it.
Yeah, gang. E85 in Washington costs like $4.
At least at the station you went to. It was
Yeah.
a high octane.
It was E70. Like
No, octane though.
it was like, yeah, like 105 octane or something. So it's good E, but
Yeah.
like still $4. That's literally double the price. Like in Virginia, it usually costs less than the gas.
Somebody just said $50 to jump in the ocean.
I mean, I absolutely would, but there's no way to get down there.
Yeah, there's a fence blocking us. Yeah, all right.
Hey, we're celebrities. We're not poor. We don't need your charity.
Oh my
we do
God.
the charity around here.
Hey Ben, there's
Hey.
some bugs on the front of the Tesla. You want to lick them?
I mean, how much are you trying to pay me to do this on live stream?
How much do you want to? How much would you guys offer to have Ben lick the front end of the Tesla? Let me show it to you. It's not actually super bad right now. I've been trying my best to keep it clean, but there you go. Let's see what the front end of this Evo looks like. Maybe the Evo's worse. I don't know. Which one? Okay, somebody just said $2,000.
I don't even know if YouTube will let you donate $2,000.
I don't know either. What's the highest bidder? What do we got? We got 2,000.
Okay, how about this? This is how it works. If we can get $50 of donations, I'll lick both bumpers.
Oh my gosh.
That's a joke. Don't actually do that.
Oh hey, what about
No,
this?
that's actually how you get like horrible disease.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's probably not a good idea. I mean, licking a front
This
bumper
became
with
like
bugs on
a
it.
really crappy live stream
Yeah.
really fast.
It's because we're at that hour mark now.
Yeah,
We're
just trying to get YouTube to actually take our live stream down. We're just desperately trying to find anything that we can say that will get them to just pull the plug.
gosh. $5,000. Yeah, I don't believe any of you
You
guys.
can't just say words have meanings.
I don't even believe any of these. Yeah. There's a K-Swap Evo. I think that's a perfect car. I mean, yeah, I'll take it.
People are bidding.
5 Monopoly dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All we're seeing now is bids. Should have seen that coming. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what else to
thanks
talk
so much
about.
for watching. Advance, thanks so much for sponsoring the all of this actually.
Yeah. Stay tuned. follow us on Instagram for daily updates on our trip. And then we will also be posting on here on YouTube the actual, road trip series like the ones you've seen in the past. Small disclaimer, not disclaimer, something I feel like I need to mention. Because we're on this road trip right now, we obviously can't sit down and edit, or rather, we don't really want to when we're trying to film stuff like that. So there's not going to be any releases for the next couple weeks.
Somebody just donated $50.
$50. Ben, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it?
Just say your bit. Finish saying your bit.
So at the very end of this live stream, maybe he'll do it. But yeah, if you want to stay more up to date, you can follow on Instagram, and we'll post every day what we're doing so you'll have a better idea of what's going on. But yeah, that's my bit. We've just hit an hour. Ben, are you going to do it?
God, what a nightmare.
He's doing it. He's doing it. You guys are going to get to see a super pixelated... Here, hold on, before you do this. Casey, you want to record this on the main camera?
Who donated?
Who donated it? Let's see.
Matt.
Matt,
you're a garbage person.
thanks, Matt.
I will also take donations for these other things.
All right, well,
Anything for money.
all right, yeah, we'll record this,
is like
sure.
the dude version of feet pics, you know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, I feel like we need to record it on that because this is only going to be in
With
144p.
zero context.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll film some context after this. Let me know when you're set up. So this is the S1. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's a good shot. All right.
Man.
Somebody just donated 169. Just throwing that out there.
Ready? Wait, 169?
No, $1.69.
I was like, maybe we should just wait.
Yeah. What else we get?
Okay, you ready? Okay.
Ah! Ah!
Guys,
Why?
I have no self-respect.
Why did you do that, Matt?
That was a big
Matt. Everybody go and thank Matt for that, or don't thank him. I don't know if that was something to be thankful for or not, but there you have it. All right. Thanks for watching this live stream.
Ladies, I'll do anything. Honestly.
That's okay. We're ending it on that. I don't know how to end this. This has gone bad real quick. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Follow on Instagram, and the road trip will be out soon.
Pay my medical bills.